All right, we'll see if this comes up. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Must be it there. And link. There we are. Cool. All right, we are here and about, and we are going. So there we go. We may have some more people join us today, Kaya. But if not, that's okay, because we have a lot of things to go through tonight. Can you get in over here? Can you get over?
I'm trying.
Okay. Gotta tell you what, I can stand, you can sit.
No, I don't like it when they stand.
You don't like it when I stand?
No.
Okay, I'll sit back here. Now you come over there. Can you see you?
I can see you.
Can you see you?
I can see you.
You make it so complicated sometimes. There. All right. So there we go. So we are going to talk about minds that last. We're going to talk about brain fog and some other cool things. There's brand new research out that no one's talking about. And so we're going to talk about some of those things, and you don't know anything about it either, because I just discovered it and doing some research. But we're going to talk about we losing our minds. We're going to talk about brain fog. And a lot of people talk about brain fog, but do you know what causes it?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Do you know what causes it?
I know one of the causes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about some of that in terms of brain fog, because losing our mind, we don't really ever lose it. It's not like you misplace it. It's like it's still there, right? Materially, it's there. But sometimes we have a disconnect. And that's we're going to kind of talk a little bit about that disconnect. And we've all had it. Some of us have had it more severe than others. Sometimes it's with stress. Sometimes it's with lifestyle. Sometimes it's with diet. There's a little bit potentially in aging, but people say, well, you're getting older. Well, I refuse to talk about it that way, because when we talk about people that are in their 30s and 40s and they're saying I'm getting older and that's brain fog, yeah, no, there's other stuff going on. That because if we're old at 30 and 40, we are like
ancient.
Yes, we've been around since just after they just stopped using slates and papyrus when we were young. And remember those pens?
When I was born, World War II had just ended.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah, that's like you were the reason there was peace. That's
that's what
it tells me. So anyway, so we're going to talk about how losing our mind isn't really losing it, but there's some disconnects we're going to talk about. So that's part of it. So what we got going on is, what is brain fog? So let's look at what brain fog is. So your brain just feels a little slow. And sometimes, we walk into a room, and anybody walk in a room, forget why you walked in? Anybody?
Oh, so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still happens.
But so that happens, right? And so you kind of chalk it off until it happens several times in a day, or you leave the room and you come back. Oh, I forgot what I was coming back in here for. That kind of thing. Yeah. And you lose a word, and you know that you know it. And then later on, it just flashes up. The word it just all of a sudden, it just pops up like, oh yeah, that's it. 10 hours later, or the next day, or 5 hours later. Or remember that thing I was going to tell you about? You remember that? Yeah, I forgot it too. And so what about reading? Do you ever have to read things more than once? Or you've read it and you forgot that you read it? Or you tell someone a story and you forgot you told them the story? And you go like, did I tell you?
I probably do that a lot with you now.
Did you tell me that? And what do some of us do? What do we go like, nah, go ahead and tell me again. Or you can say, yeah, you told me. And then then that does what? Then that destroys that conversation, doesn't it? So it's okay. Just like, okay, I'll listen again. I might have missed something, right? But we read something, we have to read over and read over and read it. For me, what do you do to help you remember things? What do you do to help you remember things?
Write notes to myself.
Yeah. I write a lot of notes at work.
Yeah.
And they have to remember where you put the note.
Well, I have a notebook.
You have a
Because,
system.
yeah, sometimes I have to go back to that because, is a certain car coming in and when's it coming in? And I forgot to put it in the calendar. So, and that's a really handy thing to have, though.
No.
Really, it helps. It really does.
Are you a note taker too?
Yes, but I'm not as organized as you, Cheryl. I have notes everywhere and in different places. And so I think I'm organized and or I don't take adequate notes. So I'll be like, I don't even remember what I meant by that.
I guess I learned that in the insurance company when I worked in there because everything had to be notated. And
Yeah.
so that was a good thing to learn, though, because it helps day to day for me because my bosses ask me a question, then I have it right there. When it's so and so coming in, and I have it.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have like silver notebooks, or are you a sticky pad? Does your house look like sticky pad-itis? And I'm going to use pink for this and yellow for that, or I'm just going to write down whatever I have. Now, what did I put that one?
Yeah. I've got several notebooks. I mean, on my calendar, I've got like a little journal that I have all my business stuff in. And I've got, I don't know, just a random notebook. I've got my notes on my phone. So pretty much everywhere. That should probably be like a personal progress goal for myself, is to be a bit more organized.
Right. And for me, one of the things I do is for notes with a business, every time I'm on a call, I have the same notebook. If I'm going to be on a call, I have the same notebook. So I know where it is and it's all in sequential order. And I'm not cheap on paper. If I need more space, I used to be able to do all my mathematics when I would do homework on narrow paper, on the narrow lines, and I'd have the sharpest pencil, and it would be inside of that one line. I wasn't going to go outside of that line. I did long division inside that. No, I am not that guy anymore. But so having a central spot for that is a good kind of thing. Do you have and having a notepad in the car, so when something comes up, we can remember just to knock it down. But then the secret is to take that note and put it in where it belongs. So that's the organizational thing, and that gives you a little bit more power. You feel stronger because you know what's going on, and you're good at putting notes. You are. You're really good at that.
Well, considering my age, I'm a paper and pen person rather than like putting notes in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that. Anyway, and people my age are more like that. And but I do use sticky notes. You see them laying on the counter.
Yeah, you do good. But then sometimes, but one of the things is struggling with brain fog, people tend to struggle with focusing. And squirrel. I don't know about focus. What about you, Cayuse? Were you that way when you were really in your height of your brain fog?
Absolutely. I couldn't keep focused on anything. So I would look around and have like all of 100 different things that I had started, tasks I started, and I got overwhelmed by that because I didn't know where to go from there. So it's gotten a lot better being able to slow down and focus, for sure. You get a lot more done that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in severe brain fog, I'll talk on severe brain fog, and I'll talk to it in the light of Lyme disease. And I don't even know that it's brain fog, but with Lyme disease, the mind can be so forlorn that someone could type a message, take a text to you, and couldn't read their own text because it was all like you had crazy fingers on the keypad,
Yeah,
and there was no rhyme or reason. And then you'd ask them, well, what were you trying to say? And they'd have no clue.
Yes.
I mean, therein lies, that is severe, 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 severe. Now, for me, with struggling to focus, one of the things is even when you're having a conversation, you're having a conversation with someone and you're over here somewhere and you don't know what you're actually talking about when you come back to the conversation, when you come back and you try to focus on it. And so then you trick yourself to look at them and keep listening, but your mind is, I don't know, 4 or 5 counties away. Right?
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah. And then what about you feel kind of fuzzy, you're tired? It's just kind of a feeling of exhaustion, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's all just so intertwined of like overwhelming, not being able to focus, not being able to know where to start. So you just don't end up doing anything. So, yeah.
And so when we start talking about brain fog, what some of the basics that our brains really need is we kind of look at like a car, like kind of like where you are, you're escaped from the world right there.
Yes.
But if you look at it, you need fuel and you need maintenance. And one of the biggest things, and I'm guilty as yesterday and tomorrow, is poor sleep. Now I sleep fast. I call it sleep fast because I lay down, I'm dead, if you will. I don't toss and turn. If I lay down, it's over. Then I will move when it's time to get up. That's my sleep. So I sleep fast. I don't usually struggle to go to sleep. But how much sleep do you get a night? You
7.
Seven?
Maybe 7.
And what do you get, Mom? Mom of 4, and actually 5 if we cut everybody in the house.
I know, huh? Right. I mean, I think like 4 hours
Yeah.
in a night, maybe 2-hour stretches, maybe sometimes 4 hours on a good night, 4-hour stretch on a good night.
Now, before we had the triplets, were you down with more sleep or less sleep? You've always been 4.
More sleep for sure. More sleep for sure. Yeah. Although I was working 60 hours a week too, so it's like, you know, always sleep has always been a struggle for me to try and get my 8 hours. But I'm trying to prioritize it more these days because I know how important it is.
Okay, yeah, because that's where our body gets to heal. It's where it gets to regenerate. It's where we really need to shut things down. That's really what it's for. And what about how you doing for dehydration? That's the one that people don't think about very much. They don't think about being hydrated. How are you doing with that?
I'm bad about it. I really am. I'm bad about drinking enough water. I drink my tea during the day, but then I also don't drink water, which is important.
Yeah, you concentrate on the one thing, you forget the rest of it, right? Yeah.
I've never been a big water drinker though. And that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Yeah. I'm a water snob, so I think I get an adequate amount when I pay attention. It also depends on sometimes you just forget as the day goes on, but I try to, I mean, when I'm cleaning all day and I see a cup of water on the table, sometimes it's not even mine, I'll just drink it.
Sure, there you go. Sure. The crazy thing on that whole thing, hydration, dehydration is, for all the decades that I was a swimming coach, water everywhere. And I also had a bottled water company.
Oh, wow.
And we had Dakota Splash. We had that in 23, 26 states. And so, yeah, I'm very familiar with water treatment, water, everything. And so sometimes I truly don't drink enough water too. And how can you tell when you don't drink enough water? Your skin gets kind of goofy. You could get lightheaded. You may be hungry. If you pee, you may have bubbles in your urine. If you look in the toilet, it's all bubbly. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. Where'd that come from? That's because you didn't have enough hydrate. You didn't drink water. And not? Okay, well, it's the deal. It's real.
More for the boys, Cheryl, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what, higher altitude? Will you tell me that? I'm just telling you a sign, okay? That's just a thing. What and then also food, our system, too much blood sugar swings, that kind of thing. That's and when I was at 834 at my highest, dude, I mean I was suffering bad. I was suffering bad. That's when I made the 5 trips the one day. That's when I couldn't sing in choir anymore because I couldn't see, couldn't read the music anymore. Even though I knew the songs, I couldn't remember the words of songs I know. I couldn't see the music to read it, even though I knew it, and I still would forget, and I would just make up words as I go. And that's not a real good thing, singing in a cathedral and kind of saying "great" when it's supposed to be "king," or
But I didn't know any of this. He did not share any of this with me.
Yeah. And then there's stress. Now, as a mom, and the high numbers of stress, that has to be a contributor. And stress from work, stress from family situations or health, those are all conditions. Now, one thing I know for us, mostly of us, but for others, medications. Being on medications can create some brain fog and can contribute to some less than high quality focus. And so, if that's something that you deal with or feeling, then that's something that people should look at and have a conversation. And then medical conditions. So those are all things. Even like I know, like some people like say gabapentin, they do great. Others, that is holy moly, that is London fog coming through.
Mm.
So there's different medications that affect different people different ways. But they all want to say, well, I'm just getting older. Why? Because that's an easy excuse. Because it's worked for others and no one can argue because you're older. Well, yeah, you're older than you were yesterday. So yeah, you're just getting older. It's a lazy, half-baked excuse. And so that's what brain fog kind of comes into play. So what if we've been starting too late looking at things? So metabolic issues. Can you see the slide okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's some things, metabolic trouble. So high blood sugar, insulin resistance, belly fat, high blood pressure. That's kind of a good place to say starts there, doesn't it? It's kind of like, ladies and gentlemen, start your brain fog engines. Rev that sucker up. Get in line. Give them some money. Spend another $10. And the whole thing is that you see that blood glucose monitor right there. It says 142. Here's one of the challenges. This is just me thinking. Okay, one of the challenges is that people get used to say, well, that's normal for me. That's normal for me, they'll say. And the question is, are you human? Yeah. Then that's not normal for humans. Humans are supposed to be 100 or less. If you're 142 and that's your normal, you're half baking lying to yourself that that's okay, because it's not. You are not in the right range. A temperature, what is it, 98? What is it, 98.6? Is that the norm?
Yeah, right.
That's the norm. If you're always at 102 and you say, well, that's my normal. No, you're human. 98.6. Same thing on blood sugar. Same thing on blood pressure. Normal is normal if you're human. Now, if you're a dog or a penguin or giraffe, I don't know where I got giraffe from. Hippopotamus. I wanted hippopotamus. Anyway, so if you think about it, normal for you compared to what? Normal, you were normal when you were born, probably. You were at the 90s and the hundreds, right? And you have eaten and lifestyled your way up to another number.
Mm-hmm.
you have gotten there, and so then you excuse yourself. And I'm the king of that. I'm like, I'm fine. Have you ever used the word fine? I'm just fine.
Always.
Fine. I'm fine. No problem. No big deal. I'm just fine. Therein lies part of the issue. So what else? What if we've been starting too late? What about we got the body on fire? Body on fire. Why? Because I have oxidative stress. Fire. The gut, the leaky gut. Inflammation. Not normal. I was thinking the other day is that what's the catch-all phrase that moms will use with their children so they don't shame them? Oh, he's what? Big boned? He's just big boned. Yeah. And there's another one, that same kind of thing. He's just big boned, No. Underneath that shell of balloon are normal sized bones. That mass is not Hercules. That's inflammation. And I can't tell you, I just got done going through about $110 Generals and I can tell you without reservation, we are not a healthy country.
Yeah.
We are not healthy by any stretch of the imagination. And to that end, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
And you can't unhear it. I cannot tell you how many times I heard, just get something. Hurry up, get something. Just pick something out. And in that queue line, in that checkout line is what?
Junk food.
And it is candy carb city.
Yeah.
And that all goes to that inflammation. And they go like, well, your mom's big, your daddy's big, you're going to be big too. Well, how? Why? Because you're all eating the same way. You're all eating the same way. And that's been proven out by the King's College Twins research. So therein lies part of where we start looking at brain fog, is that what if we've been starting too late? We need to start with our children. And then in starting with our children, we teach ourselves, because we are the best teachers. They learn from us. If we say, go ahead, just grab something, you do the same. You'll grab that, or you already have it in the car. You already been doing it. So what else is going on? Once we have that, we go to where the brain, now we're getting to the good stuff, right? The good stuff. Blood vessels get damaged. They're hard to fix. Can't just go in there and rewire them, right? Insulin, signals drop, and neuroinflammation rise. That means the swelling goes up. And there's only so much space. And so the brain is suffering. And if the brain is suffering, that's where the fog is going to come. If the brain's suffering, the body's suffering, because they're not independent of each other. And later is when it comes, doesn't it? Memory changes, we get confused, cognitive decline. Now that's the whole thing. We start talking about cognitive decline. Well, they're just, and that I can tell you what. How old is in your family? What are some of your older members of your family?
My oldest brother's 57. Yeah, I think he's like 57.
And how old are the oldest relatives in your family?
My dad will be 88, and my mom's 79.
And they are sharp?
Super
sharp.
Yeah.
See, it's not a function of aging. Your mom and dad were both 90s.
My dad was 98 when he died. Mom was 95.
Oh my goodness.
Well, my dad he would have lived a lot longer. I know because his mind was very with it. He amazed me.
He was.
amazed George.
He was a lot of fun. He was.
Anyway, but he had a leaky valve in his heart, and he went through he was bound determined he was going to have it fixed. And so he was 98 years old. He decided he was going to have it fixed. In July or January that year, he went through the pre-op test. And then he found out he had a carotid artery that would have had been repaired first. And at that point, he said, no, quality is better than quantity. And so he died probably a month or two after that.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
But the leaky valve in the heart got him.
Yeah, but it wasn't mental at all.
No, he was very brilliant. And Mom, she had some little bit of memory problems, dementia going on, but what did her in was COVID because she lived in assisted living. She couldn't go out of her room to eat. They brought her meals up. She was not seeing anybody. And I couldn't go over and see her. And it was heartbreaking for me. And that did her in.
That whole idea of isolation is, you think about it, I mean, if we just think about it, what is the major punishment they do in prison? What is the major punishment they do in concentration camps? Isolation. And what did they do with our senior population as they boxed them in? They gave them isolation. And so with that, then confusion, cognitive decline, and they were fed a diet of what? Carbs, and carbs. Carbs and some more carbs. And some snacky carbs, right? Oh, have some juice. Oh, it used to be fruit, which was wrapped in fiber. Now it's just sugar with some color. We'll call it fruit, right? So cognitive decline, that's brain fog, can grow just like a weed, just like or a really well-tended plant, because she's got a green thumb. But that can expand by decreasing the ability to concentrate and that type of thing. So here's where we're going to talk for a moment on hope. Should we talk about hope? Let's talk about hope. Here's my little buddy about hope. Talk to me about fiber and real food. What do you know about it?
I know that nowadays, ultra-processed foods, there's just not a lot of fiber in there. I mean, even corn, for instance, we think a lot of corn has fiber in it. I think that's a bad example, but that's just what I come up with. But basically, the ultra-processed foods that we have available to us right now don't have any fiber in it. And growing up, really thinking about fiber and learning about fiber, I thought it was just to keep us regular. I thought it was just like I saw my parents eating fiber. I never knew that it had anything to do with blunting post-meal glucose spikes, feeding good gut bacteria, keeping us fuller for longer. Like, I didn't know any of that until a couple of years ago.
And it is amazing. And one of the things here in the Midwest or here in Illinois is you can drive down the highway and you'll have miles and miles of corn and beans, right? And you say, okay, that's cool. But think about it, there'll be plots, and there'll be 10 or 12 or however many rows of this genetic offering, and then this genetic offering, and this genetic. You start thinking about it. If that is being genetically modified to get the stalks this high and the ears that long, or at this height or this height, and all those things. If you are what you eat and you eat that, or if you eat an animal that eats that, does the mutation stop at the corn? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm just No, I don't. Does anybody even think about that kind of thing?
Not at all. Or else more of us, I think, would be make better decisions.
So yeah, I mean the whole thing is fiber is important. Yeah, I mean we used to think about it as gluten pooping, right? I mean because there was like eat your prunes. I mean I bet your parents ate prunes all. Or my grandparents ate prunes.
Right.
That was everybody had prunes to keep them regular. I don't think you find prunes anymore.
Yeah, you can.
Do you?
Mhm.
Really? Okay. You don't hear everybody talk about it. I'm gonna have some prunes, but they'd stew prunes or whatever, and that was high fiber. That was really good fiber. And but now, no, don't see that. People may drink stuff, but no. But fiber is important, and that's what's being taken out. That's one of the things that's been taken out. And moving our body. One of the things that we're not seeing kids do, which we all did, was outside.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, you're young, but you didn't grow up with all the screen time that, right?
We're like the last generation that grew up like that. Night games, out playing pickup basketball,
Right.
kickball, all that. Still the flag. We no.
Yeah,
Don't
and
do
we
all
learned
that.
and you learned to fall. You learned when you fall, you protect your head. You didn't need a helmet.
Yeah.
You learned how to fall. I mean, if you hit your head, you did a good job. But I mean, it wasn't. It when you were active. You
Yeah.
really did.
Kids nowadays, they don't even know how to interact with other kids sometimes. They just,
Trying to change that for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, your kids are blessed to have a good
Yeah.
good example like
Yeah.
you. Now, do you take naps when the kids take naps?
Mike, I would love if my kids took naps, but we don't nap. No, kids
We don't
don't
nap.
anymore.
They're two, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that, like, if I'm by myself, if they all didn't go down together, one would be down taking care of themselves, while put the other two to sleep. So it was a matter of like they had to not have naps as much as they wanted. They're all different. One probably could have gone a little bit longer with naps, and one she's done. She doesn't like to take naps anymore. So it's either all or nothing. It's just
Okay.
how multiples are.
Well, maybe you need to get like 3 hammocks. Put them on hammocks like cocoons and swing them, and I'll be back in an hour.
I know that would have been lovely. It lasted for about a year. They haven't been taking naps.
Okay. Now, what do you do to manage your stress? What are your stress release?
Oh, waking up early has been my biggest thing now. Having an hour, and it doesn't happen every day, but just being able to have a moment to myself. I love to start with Tai Chi, just get moving. I listen to my motivation. I do my scripture study and my prayers. And so there's certain like non-negotiables that I do every single day that it just help my stress levels.
Okay, perfect. And that helps support your gut. That even fiber first, the F off,
Absolutely.
and then that helps to control the blood sugar and keep the BP down and all those good things. So those things are things that are great. Now this is something I wanted to bring up today, just to bring out in conversation, do some research on, and that's the Fox A2. And this is the latest research. And so I'm just going to toss this at you to do some research on this for next week. What is Fox A2? What does it do and where does it show up? Okay. And so that's just my tease as to something that you can look up. So it should be easy to remember, just Fox A2.
Fox A2.
Yeah, you got it. And do some research on that. Absolutely, do some research on that, because that's really where we need to talk about what we're losing. If we're losing our mind, and what can we do to start controlling it? So, other than that, that's the kinds of things I wanted to talk about for sure. Is there something that's been on your mind that you wanted to talk about this week, or you?
Oh, geez. No, I think just how much more, I think more so now than ever, I've really noticed that when my brain fog is gone, I just got so much, I get so much done, and I'm all around happier. because the brain fog is gone, and it all does go back to the way I was eating, the way I was taking care of myself. Just learning about metabolic health has really helped me get my ducks in a row, I guess.
Sure.
So
Now,
it's been very eye-opening.
now, are you doing the resistant starch? Are you cooling your rice and that? Or are you eating it hot off the pot?
So I haven't had rice for a long time. I have not done the resistant starch, but I also don't eat. I mean, I'll have sweet potatoes, which I do eat right off. But I'm lucky, I'm lucky to get whatever it is. I'm used to eating this cold old food unless my husband brings it home.
Okay.
So yeah,
Cold old food. I like that.
cold old food. That's just how my diet goes usually.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, what kind of exercise are you doing nowadays for
Ooh,
yourself?
what weight training for sure. I was
Okay.
doing calisthenics for a little bit, which I love. Just being able to actually feel my muscles working was very, very cool. But I'm lifting heavy weights now. I'm trying to do until November at that challenge, the body transformation
Right.
challenge.
Right.
So I'm really trying to hone in and win that trip.
There you go. There you go. Have you done the body scan? Have you using the app, that in the app?
Yes, yes. So I'm down 4% body fat within the last, I think, month and a half. I just took my body scan like 2 days ago and it was down another percent. So instead of being in the high range, which majority of my life, my body fat's been in the high range, and I thought it was because I was big boned, George. But that's what my mom told me. You're telling me
You're
she
just
did
big
just
bone.
wrong. No, so I've been, the obese my whole life because I'm 5'5" and Polynesian, whatever. And so I'm finally like 1% from being in the mid range. So that was super
Okay.
exciting for me to see. But what I didn't know was that when you're certain, it's about body composition at some point, right? You grow up, especially as a lady, that skinny is a thing. You want to just lose the weight. And I'm like, I do not want to be skinny. I want to be fit and athletic and have my muscles because I'm learning now how important that is for longevity. I got too many kids to be gone too soon. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the whole thing. One of the things that it's always people buy into the idea of the scale.
so much.
And what do we know about the scale? The scale doesn't tell you skadiddly. It tells you your gravity challenge. You want to weigh less? You want to weigh less? Go in the swimming pool. You want to weigh even less? Go in the ocean. You want to weigh even less? Go in the Dead Sea, the Salt Lake. Well, the Salt Lake's dry, but you go to the Dead Sea, right? Get into a big salt, go fill a bathtub up with Epsom salt, and get your rubber ducky, and
Floating, yeah.
then you won't weigh. That's a gravity challenge, but that doesn't tell you what you want. What you want is muscle.
Yeah.
And what takes up more space? Fat or muscle? Fat. Fat takes up all kinds of space.
Yeah.
Muscle is in tight. So that's the big difference. And you're exactly correct. You're going for what? Increase muscle mass, decrease body fat. Scale doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Clothes will fit better. And they could fit better and you could weigh more. But the clothes could fit better. They could be, ladies, more shapely. Yes, yeah. I mean, let's face it. If you saw Brad Pitt and he's fit as yesterday and tomorrow in a chisel, do you care if he weighs 280 or 180? Heck no. You look at that chisel and you're like, whoop, right?
Just like that.
Just like that. So it's not weight. It's those percentages. Same thing. is everything else. We measure, we look at the wrong things because we've been sold to look at that. We've been sold to look at that. I mean, how many, for years, what was the perfect body shape out of World War II? We thought 36, 24, 36. That hourglass. It was 36, 24, 36, 36, 24. What's your measure? 36, 20. Everybody was going to be like 36. Not everybody, but that's the idea, right? Well, she's only, 4 foot and, almost 5, but
Oh my gosh.
she's like this.
I was 5 foot. I've shrunk.
It's like my mom. I love it.
But that's the whole thing, is that how can you be that when you're this? It doesn't make any sense. So one of the things that we want to look at when we start looking at these metrics is you're doing it right. You're doing it right by yourself and being right for you, not to somebody else's standards. We had Scott Gamble's friend, neighbor, I think, lost like 14 inches off his waist and gained 2 pounds. Just saying that's how that works. I mean, I lost a lot of size. Right. And weight's not a big deal. I mean, I got a little bit sarcopenic, 143 pounds.
Yeah, he didn't look
that wasn't good. That was not good. 143 pounds.
He didn't look good.
That was not good. But
well, when my husband died, I got down about I like 94 right now. I got down to about 85.
Yeah.
I looked horrible.
Yes.
I looked horrible.
Oh.
Yeah, it really wasn't because I wasn't eating. It was just
stress,
nervous energy,
Yeah.
So I didn't look good.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at right now too. Is like my weight, the scale's pretty much staying the same, but a pound or two, and but my composition's changing, which is super cool to see.
Exactly.
Right.
Them jeans starting to look better, right? Yeah. That swimming suit that's sitting over there is about another way. It's gonna be this ready to go.
Until you be a grandma, then when you get my age, you go to more of the grandma type suits. You don't wear the tankinis anymore because my legs look like crap.
I doubt it, Cheryl.
No, the wrinkles, it bothers me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you lose your body count, as that compensation changes, I don't know if you've noticed it, but for me, for sure, my shoe size changed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
She goes, those don't fit you anymore. Nope. They're like slip and slide shoes.
Actually, I went and got pedicures with my mom and my sister today, and I was like, my ankles are smaller. I've always had cankles, if you will.
Yeah.
But I'm like, good. So it's just those little changes. That's what I always tell the people that I'm working with is like, don't focus on the weight, because then the stress from focusing on the weight is going to counteract that as well. Just compound, right? The little things, the 20-minute workouts, the choosing to eat the protein instead of the donut, and even in the order that we know to eat in, right? So it's just those little things, they compound, and all of a sudden you look down and you've got some biceps showing.
Yep. And your skin, your hair, gums, teeth, toenails. I mean, there's so many nuances that occur. Energy, the ease of going to the bathroom, the control of that, the control of moods, swings. There's so many. And we don't eat hardly what we used to at all. We used to order a large pizza and have chips and all kinds of stuff. Now we don't eat half the pizza.
About half, yeah.
Did you learn all of that before using the protocol, or
no?
Or is that something that you've learned?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Same. I think that's another reason why I'm so thankful for it, is because I'm just learning so much. Like, the system that we use isn't magic, but it's opened so many doors and so many gates of just knowledge
Right.
Yeah.
that it's not just one thing. So it's a whole picture, it helps in so many different ways.
Right.
And
Yeah.
knowledge is key. Knowledge is
And it-
power.
Yeah, exactly. That's correct. See, Americans, would you guys agree? Americans, we tend to be all or nothing.
Yeah.
All or nothing. It's this or that.
Mhm.
There's actually a combination of things that makes things work. And when people get so stuck, well, he's told me my whatever told me that I'm going to be like this. I'm just going to have to get used to it. Well, then you've given up. You've given your hope away.
Yeah.
You've given your control away to be managed. What are you, cattle? Are you horses on a rein? That's being managed. Managed comes from the word and was applied to training horses, guiding horses, manage. I don't want my medical world managed. I want to manage my medical world, right?
Yeah.
I want to be able to make the right choices for myself and let my body help that. But that doesn't mean I have to give up all of this,
Yeah.
right? Or I have to do all of that. We get to have ice cream. I get to have creme brulee once in a while. I had it last night.
Yum.
It was a itty bitty one. It wasn't one of those great big. It was just a little bitty one from Aldi, about yay big, But
Well, if you're anything like me, that's all my body really wants, right?
Yeah,
You go
that's
from
great.
eating the whole pizza
Right.
to a slice of pizza, or
Yeah.
eating the Oreos used to be my thing, the whole box of Oreos. And that's
Mhm.
like, it's just those simple things that your body, I'm like, listen, I use a system that helps me heal within, that I am able to work with my body and not against it. And all these things naturally start to happen. I'm okay with one or two cookies.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
or waiting till tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. And that's one of the things that people don't, once they get to the adjustment, and we've already proved that with the laboratory results, that only 28% of the study actually did it compliant.
Yeah.
Only 62% screwed up, and it still worked. They still lost. They still moved. They still had the needles go. They still had positive results. The only way the protocol, our comeback system, doesn't work is if you don't open the box.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know people that haven't opened the box.
That's all you
Right.
gotta do is use it, right? That's
Exactly.
it. Just
All right, listen, girlfriend, I've been having a great time with you. You're a super special gal. Don't
you too.
like
I
her?
appreciate you folks.
She is really special. She really is. So I'll get you the copy of this and the other ones. Make sure I have your email so I can get that to you.
Okay.
And I'll get all these off to you, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Bye. So